Yesterday, I was on my way to get this car inspected, and I stop at a red light, and the battery light comes on, ABS light comes on, power steering light comes on, but when I get moving again, they go away. Next stoplight, same thing, so I think the alternator's failing. So let's test that right now. All right, first let's see if we can actually get this started. It's a bit weak, probably. Yep, battery is weak. Okay, so we have to jump start it and check the charging. So I'll get this out. So I'm going to be using my Loki Thor JTC 4250 because it has a battery tester in it. Its trunk struts are bad, so I'm going to have to change those too at some point. Power it on, 11.5 volts, normal start mode. Get that started. Battery test, charging test. I'm going to have to cycle through some revs. So far, no battery light. So we've got generator voltage low. See, 11.24, average voltage 11.8, upper voltage limit 12.5. Yeah, it should be outputting like 14, so that's our issue. All right. And on this side, you can actually hear a whine down here. So we're gonna replace the alternator. Oops. You know what? Maybe I should have taken the serpentine belt off first, but we'll see. So I finally got a socket with a wheel protector. I was very lucky to get a great deal of these at SEMA at their booth. I don't know if they're available for sale in the US yet, but let's see how it is. I mean, it's a normal socket, works. And it should protect the rims, which is nice. Look at the hood open. I think we have enough clearance. Yep. Once you remove the bumper, the first thing you want to do is remove this panel right here on both sides. It's held in with some plastic Phillips screw retainers. So you unscrew that, and you should be able to pop them out. Once you unscrew it enough, you can just pull it out. There may be one over here. There's none on this one. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it goes all the way around. Well, we'll just take the ones out that go towards the bumper, because these over here actually connect to the bumper cover. Now next, normally we would take the panel off right here, but it's not on this car. So we're gonna work on the bottom of the bumper. And there is the LED strip here. So I am gonna have to detach it because it goes from here towards the side of the car. So I can't just swing it out. So I have to actually cut out the zip ties. That way we'll be able to just hang it out of the way, I think. So we have to undo these screws and bolts. Yep, that's spinning too. Ow. Oh, good. Just broke. Wow. Okay, cool, cool. And that one broke too. Okay, cool. Very cool. Oh boy. All right, let's try to get these out. Did I get it? Yes. Whew. Now what I'm using is a Knipex Cobra. It's my first time trying it out. I stopped by the Knipex booth at SEMA, met someone on their team and said I've always been interested in them, and they were very, very kind and sent me a set to try out. So I'm very excited to have these and I'm really happy that they're already coming in handy. So be sure to check them out if you're interested. Do not have the grip. Let's go from the other side. The other two bolts were really seized, so I ended up cutting them off. If you do this, be careful of the structure and the piping. Okay, that's done. Now right here we have a 8mm bolt that comes in from the bottom here. I sprayed it with PV Blaster. We'll see if that was enough. Hopefully it was. You can get to it from in here. See right there. no. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. All right, let's see if I can hold this. Nope. Nope, that's just crumbling apart. Wow. Talk about rusty, huh? Oh, that's not good. Okay, is it just already... It's broken out of the... Yep. Honestly, I don't have expectations that it'll go any better here. All right, so I was able to drill out the bolt. Kind of scuffed up some stuff at the same time, so I'll clean that up, put in some paint, and we'll be good. And I'll have to figure out a new way to attach this. It's a little more serviceable, so we'll figure that out later. Last two bolts we're removing are T30s here and here, and then we should be able to pull the bumper out. That can come out. Oh no, oh yeah, that's broken over here, I forgot. There we go. Oh, that's cracked, jeez. Oh, okay, I forgot. On both sides we have connectors to undo. Get the temperature sensor there, lights, fog lights, yeah. Side marker, so we'll get those out. The same thing on the other side. Oh geez, oh, the fog light's broken, okay. Here we go. What a pleasant surprise. This is gooped in there, because this must have broken out. Yeah, it was damaged when someone serviced it. Oh well, cool. Let's get our bumper out of the way. So I'm gonna replace this, it's all crinkly and cracked. We get the one off that car later. When we put it back on, that's what's gonna go on instead. All right, next we're gonna remove the bumper structure here. So we gotta pull these light harnesses out of the way. Over here, our temperature sensor has to come through here. Just guide it out, and then comes through with this. Here we go. And we were removing 5 nuts and bolts on each side. Here, 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 and here. And the same thing on the other side. Here, 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 and here. And they're all 13mm. One of them is a bolt. And we just pull it straight off. There we go. Because now what we're gonna do is move this whole structure, which is a little damaged. And move it, ooh, it's a lot damaged, oh no. That's cracked off. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh geez. Right here I have 2 M8 by 1.25 bolts that should thread in here. So what I got are M8 by 1.25 by 90, like this, and these will thread on and allow us to slide this forward. So I'll put these in the bolt holes. And before we move this forward, we want to make sure we get this retainer off. It's like a little hose holder. I think that's a 10 mil, so we can get that off. And then we can just move this forward and get good access to the alternator. Now we can slide this forward, hopefully. Oh geez, this is just broken, huh? It's not great. I also have a couple of bolts right here. Hopefully they will come out all right. And we'll see if we need to remove these crash tubes here, so. No, we do need to remove the crash tubes here as well. Okay, so that is these 2 bolts right here, and same thing on the other side right there. Oh, that's big. Same thing on the other side. Now we should be able to knock these out. Get a mallet. swinging a hammer towards your face is probably advisable.
Probably very inadvisable, yeah.
I don't even know how this is going to support itself when I try to move it forward because it's not attached. There we go. And now you're supposed to slide this forward, which is very precarious because it's barely hanging on either side. So I'm probably gonna leave it in place until I reattach some stuff here. Oh, what a mess. Okay. To help move the support forward, I also detached it from the air intake pipe. Here we go. And since the radiator shroud's broken, I supported it with a jack so it doesn't rip off completely when I move it towards the front to check out the alternator.
Oh my god. Oh boy.
Oh my god. No wonder it's not working. Wow. It's crazy. No wonder it was making noise.
If you get in the front end hit, even if it's light, people, just make sure that your shit's not all jank like this. But whoever did the belt and didn't see that, come on.
It's a little dark in there, Nick, but that might have also like given way while I was driving.
It may have.
Because it was going normal, sounding normal, and then it went to whir, like a whine suddenly, so it probably failed. Or it failed internally.
I mean, generally, if they fail internally, you don't see them crack like that. Like, it would have seized up on the pulley end.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can tell, you can see from corrosion, like, it was cracked at one point and it just kept on going.
Yeah. But it looks original. It's up. But I wouldn't be surprised if the structure hit it at some point and weakened it. Because 100,000 miles, you shouldn't see the whole body of the alternator crack.
No.
Next, I'm gonna remove the battery, or disconnect the battery. Oof, the terminal looks rough. And the reason I'm using this is because it's like a wrench, it's just adjustable. I'm not worried about rounding anything off. Before we make any progress on the alternator, we need to deal with the cracked radiator support. To piece it back together, we plastic welded it. We started with staples, then added plastic over the repaired areas. In some spots, we also added mesh for extra reinforcement. If you want to see how to plastic weld in more detail, let me know down in the comments. And with that, it's back in one piece and we can keep going. Now we're going to work on removing the belt. So we're going to remove this here. Do the quick disconnect. We squeeze both sides of this. There's a little square thing here. There's one on the other side. You gotta squeeze it. And I guess if I could squeeze it hard enough. There we go. I can slide it off. There we go. And we can remove this here. There's a little metal tab here. We have to push back, I think. And there's a connector right here too. Oh, of course it's not gonna come off. The ground is in the way. Duh. Huh? Oh, there's a nut on the bottom. This through here, so we don't lose it. And now we should be able to slide this out. Okay. Move that out of the way. Now we can work on getting the belt off. All right, so I finally have the right tool for the job. I should have checked beforehand if I needed a special tool, but anyway, this is the tensioner. You see those holes right there? That's what the Serpentine belt tool is gonna push against. And essentially we're gonna pivot that idler right there up. This is gonna pivot on that, and that'll let us release the belt. And we'll see where we have to put the pin to hold the tensioner in place so it doesn't come back down. So our pin came with our tool. So it's got the two little pins right there, and this, which goes over that bolt right here. I'm gonna get my little Olight iMini 2 to see if I can get a little bit more light in there. in here. Might work. Okay. Pull this back. Okay. Oh, jeez. I don't have as much leverage because I'm on the ground. Okay, I see. So back there. Feels like it would be a lot easier. Power on the ground. But maybe consider taking your belt off beforehand. Already got a hand. You have to get that into the second hole there. It's very... I wasn't able to do it on my own. There's a lot of tension on this spring. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, now we can get the belt off the alternator. So we're gonna do that. After we did the repair, we've got a little more flexibility here. Yeah, anyway, slide that forward on both sides. Now we can actually reach the belt. Get it off the alternator. Now we can work on the alternator. Now we've got the belt off the alternator. And we've got one bolt here. And then two down a little lower. You see the two down there? Get those out too. I'll get these out. Probably gonna have to work from the top and the bottom. But first we need to figure out what size these bolts are. Let me get this little flashlight again. It is 10 millimeter, okay. Flex head, ratchet. The lower alternator bolts are easier to reach from the bottom side. Okay. I don't think the bolts can come out where I have my Cobra support. We'll have to come out with the alternator. We gotta get that connector out. Connector there. We'll have to see how the other thing is connected. I think there's a nut back there for the battery positive. We'll see. Get that connector off first. Oh, I got it. Oof. That's some finger strength. Woo! It's a millimeter nut for the battery cable. There we go. Got it. Okay. Careful with the radiator. Oh, there's the shroud here. No. Here is our original one. Denso part. Here's our connector. On the top, you have to push it down to release the little catch. Got our battery positive connects here. And our 3 bolts. I think they're all the same size. Yes, they are all the same size. Okay. And here we have our new alternator. Nice and clean. Not cracked. Ooh, you can see it just broke. All this. All that came apart. That's nuts. Oh, that's hard to turn. Oh boy. And this one? Ooh, yeah, easy peasy. Yep. I was driving and I was like, started hearing a whir, like supercharger whine, but more. And I was like, that's not normal. Just out of nowhere. And I think it's probably when that gave out. So now I just have to grab that, pop it into place. Actually, we can look in here before we do that. That's where it lives. We got top mount, bottom mounts, a lot of focus down there. There we go. So mount that back on. Up here you can see battery connector and our plug is up there. I'm gonna have to move this forward again. Okay. I guess it's not positioned right. Nope. Top is not in. I think they're all in. Ooh, they're all started. Okay. Okay, now I can tighten up the bottom ones. Battery positive and the connector. It's on. Battery cable is on. We just got to get our little nut back on it. There it is. All mounted up. Connector and battery terminal. Now we just have to torque the bolts to spec. Now we're going to torque the alternator bolts to 25 Newton meters, which is 18 foot-pounds. 25 Newton meters. Now let's get the belt lined back up. Make sure the belt is lined up with everything. Now we can get our tool back on. See, this hooks over the pivot point there. And back there we have our pin. Easier to take off than to put on. Belt looks good. Lined up everywhere. That's good. Now while we're here, get this back on. Downwards, yep. Yep, because this goes here. There we go. There we go there. The bolt underneath is actually held captive with this piece. And that is the, nope, nope, we have one thing right here. A little clamp back in here. Pop our plug back in. There we go. Since we did some plastic welding to fix this up, it's actually holding together pretty well. I unplugged the horns, but it wasn't really necessary. That back on here. Here we go. Well, let's get this back on. Here we go. I think we are ready to put our crash bar back on. Yes, no, we have to put the crash bars back in on either side. Bolts, they're aligned. So these go to 100 Newton meters, so we're gonna snug them up and then torque them to spec. Let's actually put the structure on first, because I realize that this side seems to have a little bit of play before we tighten it. So if I put the crash structure on, we can actually make sure these are lined up properly. Let's get this lined up. Before we do any of that, make sure we get our harnesses through. Go. Now we can get our 1, 2, 3, 4 nuts. Now we've got the bolts in. We also have these, they go right here to secure the bars, the crush bars, to the assembly that holds the radiator and lights. We'll do that on both sides. Now all of these go to 22 Newton meters. Now these go to 100 Newton meters. And that is our new crash bar secured. See, this one's not cracked. No, this feels really good. There's actually a gap here now. All right, now it's time to put the bumper back on. So let's get that. Gotta make all these connections. Don't forget the temperature sensor. There are clips here. Get your wheel liner in the right place. This side's a little broken. Get our screws in here. P30 screws. Snip that up. Same thing on the other side. This bumper is a little tight because it spent a lot of time closer to the radiator, but with the new structure inside, should be good. It's gonna have to pull itself into place a bit. There we go. That feels snug. We gotta attach our mounting points on the ends here. Let's see how it fits here. Before we do the bottom. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to pull this forward a bit on the grill. Oh, that's not. Oh, and we're gonna have to raise the bumper. We'll do that next time. Is that even gonna close without damaging? Ooh, not great, huh? Yeah, the structure in here is bent, so it's gonna hit this. Not ideal. Not ideal. So as you can see, I've done a little bit of work. I've removed the rally lights, but I'm gonna need to do a little bit more body work to work on the hood because there's a dent here and stuff. So we'll do that in another video. But for now, we're gonna leave this up. We'll finish reassembly and then we'll get it on the ground and test the alternator and make sure it works. So let's keep assembling the bumper. All we need to do now is put the screws in the bottom of the bumper. My mounts were damaged, so I'm gonna be using washers, bolts, and nuts. I have to put adhesive on it, otherwise that's gonna flap. But we're in pretty good shape otherwise, so. Put some new 3M tape under there, and we'll be good. Now we're gonna reinstall the wheel liner, just like we took it off. So we'll work through that. Make sure you get all the prongs in. See if it's bent up. It's not gonna go well. Now this also has to tuck inside the bumper, but we have some fitment to work out on this car at some point. That's in. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Oh, and don't forget, if your car has it, there's a screw here that goes between that and the frame. So don't forget to put that back in too. Going to 120 Newton meters. And same thing on the other side. All right, we're gonna start it up. We'll do the charging test. We'll monitor that in real time. And we're gonna get this car started. All right, let's do this. Sounds good up front. That's charging. I'm gonna start this test. Normal, 14, yep, perfect. Very good. That's a success. Awesome. And that's the Mini back together with a good alternator and everything's working properly. Except the hood, because as seems to be the trend with this car, we take it apart and find some surprises, like really hard to remove ball joints, damaged bumper structure, radiator support, and we dealt with that. But the hood is the next thing we have to deal with. So we'll do some body work, pull the grill back into place, and reinstall the rally lights. So if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, and be sure to hype the video because it really helps me out. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and be sure to stick around if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.